Hello traders and welcome to the weekly outlook and setups volume 69. It's Ilya here, and as always I'm super glad to have you on my YouTube channel. As you know, in this video we're gonna have a look at the market, how it developed this week, what opportunities we have, and what can we potentially expect for the upcoming week. So after crushing it the previous week, this was a very strange one. Like, there was just ping pong price action, up down, very hard to catch any tradable opportunities, especially after Wednesday. We had some on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but then Thursday and Friday were just awful, and I didn't trade much this week. Like, I'm sitting very little, like break even or something. But as always, we're gonna have a look at all the opportunities. There were beautiful opportunities during Asian session, and I actually started to look a little bit more deeper into Asian session, so I'm gonna show you some opportunities there as well. And yeah, I'll try to keep it as educational and as beneficial as possible for you guys. So if you're new to the channel, it's all about trading. I share weekly analysis every Saturday, I share educational content every week, and as well I'm gonna start dropping more emotional, like psychological stuff from my own personal journey. So consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell in order not to miss the content that is upcoming. And if you already did, what are we waiting for? Let's have a look at the market. As we always do, starting from the DXY weekly time frame. So as you can see from the weekly candle, we are having a bearish week. The market is just tapping its mean value, so we can potentially expect the dollar to start rolling down. But really, what to expect with Trump getting corona, and potentially maybe the dollar will drop down. Sometimes it's a little bit hard for me personally to try to read behind the lines of a news event and what potentially might happen. So I always prefer to look at price action. So what is worrying me right now is that the market broke this very strong resistance area. As you can see, wick, and we've been looking at that area for quite some time, and the market finally emerged above the previous week, and right now this looks like a retest. So make sure to stay mindful of this one, because from a daily time frame we're having a beautiful ABC to the upside, and right now this can be just a little pullback for the market to start pumping to the upside and to create this wave. As you can see, we're perfectly tapping the 61.8 and the 50% zone in alignment with this zone right here from the daily time frame and the weekly. So potentially the dollar can expect some upside. All right, this is from a more higher time frame analysis, and if you want, just drop a zone like this, just mention a few notes right here that we're sitting at a daily Fibonacci, and then dropping to my main time frame, guys, the full hourly time frame. So what the market did this week, we started right here very bullish, so I was expecting bullishness on this one. So I was looking at this supportive level right here. The market pushed into it, pulled back a little bit, didn't make a new high, and then flushed to the downside, creating a beautiful lower low. So when the market does this, I immediately change my bias to sell bias. Then we had this beautiful pullback with a retest of this structure right here, the most recent structure that got broken, and as well the market came perfectly to its mean value right here and continued down to create a lower low, and this price actually provided us with a long opportunity on EU. Then when we pushed into this area, as you can see, then the market started to consolidate for 2 days. Like, it was just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down consolidation. So right now, if I'm just focused on the most recent price action, what I always do is I just mark the levels that I want to see the market react to. So this is my resistance area, and potentially as for support, I will take this one. So right now the market is pretty choppy, and if I drop to the hourly time frame, you're gonna see like it's just up, down, up, down, up, down, nothing very clear. So what I want to see on Monday is for the market to start introducing some pressure, and I'm more favoring the upside just because of the daily push and a pullback. And if the market breaks above this area, comes back for a retest, then we are heading higher for sure. All right, but if the market breaks strongly below, stays below, then comes back for a retest as well, then I can potentially start looking for shorts. All right, so the dollar right now, nothing clear. Let's wait for Monday. Let's see how the market opens. I'm favoring more the buy side of the dollar, but we have to be patient and let's see what's gonna happen. Euro USD weekly time frame, perfectly oppositely correlated to the DXY. We had a strong bearish weekly candle right here, breaking below all of that supportive level right here. And right now we're having a bullish week, which more looks like a retest for the market to continue down. We're in an overall bullish market, but again, I always try to focus on the most recent price action and not look too much into the highest time frames like the weekly and the daily. I just try to extract, again, a little tip from me, just try to see like what the last 2 weeks did. Like, if you have this strong push and right now we're having a potential pullback, then you can say, okay, we're potentially going down. Then dropping to the daily time frame, again similar, we can see that the market was creating like a double top, Then it created a lower high. Then what did we do, which was a pretty major scenario that happened, is that the market broke this level right here, and right now we are perfectly retesting this one, and actually the market consolidated for 3 days right here. If I drop my FIP, have a look, perfect 61.8 to the pip. So right now on the Euro USD, again, I expect downside as I do with the DXY. Yeah, there was an upside, right? So this one, when it opened, it was down here, nothing very clear. Then we pushed up. I was looking at this area right here for resistance. The market provided some resistance, but then it pushed strongly to the upside, then gave us that pullback, and then we started to look for longs right here. But this candle really this disrupted everything, because this was a huge candle, and actually we had a webinar by that time, and I said, well, this is still long. We don't look at this wick as a double top, and we don't look at this wick as a break of structure. It's just a higher low, and then actually the market pushed up to create a higher high. Then it started to consolidate, and right now we dipped below a little bit, dipped below the EMA, and broke the most recent price structure that is right here. So currently, actually, I expect the market to start flushing on market open, but again, I don't want to be very fast to draw any conclusions, because we have this supportive level that is currently being developed, and potentially the market always does this. On Monday it will start to run to the upside, potentially to form this head and shoulders formation right here, and then we can potentially start dropping to the downside. So Euro USD, both from a daily and both from a full hourly perspective, looking for shorts. But again, guys, as I always say, make sure to flow with the market, and if this starts to form bullish structure, then there is no it doesn't make sense for you to keep shorting if the market tells you that it's going up. All right. So let's see how the market will react to these areas right here. If it's gonna pull back to create the left shoulder, and if it breaks below this supportive level, comes back for a retest, then I'm all in on sells. All right. So that's Euro USD. Let's see what will happen. Let's have a look at Euro JPY weekly time frame. So what I see right here is that the market struggled to break above this area, and right now we have actually clearly broken below this weekly market structure. So again, I'm favoring more the downside from a weekly time frame. Dropping to the daily, again, we can see the same. The market consolidated for quite some time. We had this nice bearish introduction. Right now we're having the pullback. The market consolidated for 2 days, and actually there was the JPY, USD JPY, all of a sudden starting to plummet, and all the JPYs actually followed, like Euro JPY, Aussie JPY, NJ, CAD JPY, they just flushed all of a sudden. And so right now I'm favoring more the downside. Again, we're having this break of structure right here, and from a daily time frame we are looking for shorts. Dropping to the 4-hourly time frame, what did that market do this week? So again, this was pretty tricky, guys, because all of you potentially are looking for shorts right here, because it's a resistance levels, but this is not how it works. Have a look at the lows right here. Have a look on market open, how the market dipped below the lows to catch all the people's stop losses, to trigger more sellers. Then it pushed up to trigger even more sellers right here from the resistance, and then actually provided us with this massive pump to the upside. Personally, I couldn't spot an opportunity right here because my rules weren't ticked. I usually want to see a deeper pullback in order to take a long. So right here I was unfortunate and I couldn't get any trade. Later though, the market pushed strongly to the upside, pulled back right here, and this was a beautiful long opportunity. Dropping to the hourly time frame, we're having all of that slowdown right here, so potentially we can start expecting the market to move up. And if I zoom in, the opportunity was right here after the break of this structure on the retest. But as you can see, again, 130, 145, this is Asian session, so I couldn't take that trade. Then we pushed higher, again, respect, and we actually came all the way up to take profit. So yeah, unfortunate about this one. It was an Asian trade, but then the market failed to break above this high, creating a double top, and then we flushed very strongly to the downside. So this was this was Friday. It started to trigger actually on Thursday, and then Friday actually finished the move. Then the market pulled back during New York, and right now we're sitting at this lower high formation. So I hope this build up the story for Euro JPY. Make sure to have a deeper look into this consolidation, fake, and continuation, right? So right now we're retesting this structure. Price action is coming to its mean value. We're already having some rejections. We're having a double top right here, which is pretty major. So again, guys, this looks like the perfect short opportunity, right? We just have to wait for the signal. I will not be surprised if the market opens up, creates a little bit of an uptrend to grab more liquidity, and then actually starts to drop to the downside. So again, make sure to stay tuned for the Tuesday analysis on Telegram, because I always let Mondays play out. I don't rush. For example, this looks like a perfect short, but if all of us look at it as a perfect short, then guess what the banks will do? They will push the market up stop us out, and then they will launch the market down. All right, so Euro JPY, both euros, bearish perspective. Let's just patiently wait for Tuesday. Euro Aussie weekly time frame, let's have a look. So what I just see from the weekly time frame is that there is a very strong resistance area right here. The market tapped into it, and right now we're having a bearish week. Is that bearish week influenced by this resistance, support and resistance level? I don't know, but I just see that there is a strong resistance and there is a strong support right here as well. So make sure to mark them. Then dropping to the daily time frame, what I see, I just focus on the most recent price action, guys. I don't go like this. I will zoom in and I will say, okay, so we had the consolidation. The market provided us with a nice push to the upside. Right now we're pulling back, exactly retesting this area. So again, I'm favoring right here more the upside, which does not align with the other Euro pairs, but Euro Aussie usually moves a little bit different than the others. So on this one, since market open, we've been having shorts. Unfortunately, I didn't take any shorts. My team took a short from right here. So let me show you. Hourly time frame, as you can see, this was the first short, but I believe this was early week. Then we dropped below, then we manipulate above, breaking all the highs, bearish engulfing candle, and there was a 15-minute setup right here. If I just zoom in, yep, so the structure right here, the overall structure was broken, and then we had a break and a retest serving the EMA serving us this beautiful confluence as always, and then we started to melt to the downside. This was a trade taken. I couldn't take this one, but it was just massive, and I was pretty happy. Then the market just rolled to the downside. Where is it? Yep, it rolled to the downside. Then I tried to take a trade right here, but I couldn't because it didn't provide me with an opportunity. I believe, yeah, I was just too choppy right here, and then the market ended up consolidating at the end of the week. So for this one, again, I will try to focus on the most recent price action, which is this high and this low. So make sure to have a look at my the recent video of identifying major and minor structure. So currently this is my major structure. Those are the structures that I'm working with. There is no minor in between. So what I want to see right now is just the market play between those major ranges. So either break below and retest, break above and retest, consolidate and do nothing, and just provide me with some clear price action. I'm favoring more to the upside on this one just because of the daily momentum to the upside, and this being a complex correction, and then the market starting to pump up. But first of all, as always, I need to see that push, a new introduction of bullish pressure, pullback, rejections right here, and that's when I'm gonna start pushing some longs. All right, so this is Euro Aussie favoring more the upside, so let's see if that bullish push will be introduced. All right, let's have a look at the Aussie. Starting from Aussie USD, similar situation to Euro USD. Again, that consolidation right here for 3 weeks. Then we have the strong bearish candle to the downside, and this week is a bullish week. We actually managed to capitalize. We managed to get some longs right here. I'm going to show you right now. But this is just a beautiful structure. Like you can see how the market created a high, created a higher low, but then failed to make a new higher high. This is actually a formation that we trade right here. And then the market plummets to the downside, creating a beautiful daily lower low. And we actually all week expected that the market, when it creates a lower low, I believe I mentioned it as well on the previous weekly outlook, is that the market will give us a pullback. And here you go, 4 days of bullish price action that you can catch some longs. Dropping to the 4 hourly time frame. So yeah, there was a little bit tricky Monday right here, consolidation. Then we pulled back a little bit, but the opportunity starts from right here actually when the market tested this minor structure. Pull back into the minor structure, and then again the market creating another one right here. So those are the 2 opportunities that we traded. So the first one was right here. It was a little bit tricky. Let me just show you why from the 15-minute. So the market right here didn't provide an entry. It was too consolidative and there was no clear structure. But when the market actually emerged above the structure, the long was taken from right here, stop loss right here, and then we went for a higher high, having this our means of take profit, which is exactly right here for a nice 3.82. And as you can see, this take profit is very, like, our strategy for take profits is just massive. Usually the market taps it and then just goes to the other direction, which is pretty nice. And then the next trade was very aggressive, but it was taken from by a member of our community. It was right here on the break and the retest, and it was just a quick, again, to perfection, hitting our take profit and then reversing to the downside right here. But this is Asian session again. There was a trade again on the break and the retest, then a potential take profit. But again, you can see 3:30. This is not my trading time, so I couldn't catch this trade. But this one was the MVP for this week. And as you can see, the 2nd of October, just messy price action. All right, let's focus. So if we expect a daily push to the downside, right now the market structure is actually already shifting a little bit. I see this structure right here got broken, but it's not a clear break. But what I can see is all of those wicks right here starting to be formed, which create a resistance area, as you can see on the hourly time frame. So we have the structure actually. If I just drop to the hourly time frame, we have this support and we have this resistance on top. So what I want to see, guys, right now is a confirmed lower low, because this is a very early stage of the market shifting. Like we have push pullback, higher high. This is a lower low right now. This is a lower high. So if the market creates another push to the downside with a pullback, then we can start expecting the so I was wrong. We just need a break of this structure. This is all we need, a new lower low. Then on the first pullback, I'm going shorts. All right. So this is Aussie USD, looking for shorts, nice break of all of those structures right here with a retest, so potentially waiting for the move to the downside. And again, guys, don't take this like too serious. If the market starts to push to the upside, then of course we shift for buys. Aussie JPY weekly time frame, very similar formation right here, breaking this weekly structure and coming actually for a retest. Very bearish 2 weeks, and this week could be a pullback week, so potentially for the next week we can expect the move to the downside. I actually forgot to tell you that we had the monthly closure and the quarterly closure as well, so make sure to have a look. I'm not having a look too much at them, but it's definitely worth checking. Then on the daily time frame right here, we're having again this massive move to the downside. Right now it is providing us with the pullback, so again looking for shorts from a daily perspective. As for trades, again, similar trade right here as with the Aussie right here, and from this minor structure right here, dropping to the hourly time frame. Yeah, I think this was a little bit tricky, Aussie JPY. Yeah. So right here, again, we had that move to the downside, then it emerged above, and it was pretty tricky to catch a trade. And this one was again during Asian session. So Aussie JPY, no trades for this week. Yep, no trades. I remember right now. But right now, let's again try to focus on the most recent price action. This structure right here that I just marked, that we tried to take a long from, got broken and is currently perfectly retested from the other side. Right, so right now I need a confirmation that this right here is a lower high. And how is this confirmation going to be presented is by a new push to the downside that will break this support level and will create a new lower low, and afterwards this is a confirmed reversal, and then we can start looking for sales, because right now all of us might look for shorts, and then the market can potentially push to the upside to create a double top or even to create a higher high. So don't rush. Let's wait for Monday, and the highest probability, guys, will be a break of the structure, a pullback for a lower high, and then we start looking for sells. So that's AJ, sell bias. Next on the list are the NZDs. So I didn't look too much at them because the Aussies were looking a little bit clearer, but again we have the same structure right here, the weekly resistance area, and then the break of this overall structure, then dropping to the daily time frame. We can see again similar double top, massive break below the neckline, and right now we're having this pullback, so it looks like a nice push to the downside with a nice pullback. Definitely looking for shorts. Like this is just a perfect impulse and a perfect correction, so we can potentially expect the downside. And again, from a 4-hourly time frame, guys, we had this long opportunity, but this was again during non-tradable times for me. So this is it. And right here, I actually was trading AU. So this one didn't make sense to be taken, and it wasn't that clear, right? This was the long, then we pushed higher, we created higher high. Right now we're pulling back. So this structure hasn't really broken yet, guys. So make sure to wait. So where is your major structure? It's right here, and then to the upside, it's right here. So this is the range that we're playing at for right now. So what I need to see is the market to either come into the highs, and to create, that was so bad line, to create a double top, form some rejections, then we can potentially start looking for minor structure around these areas to start taking shorts. Second scenario, which will be the best, is just the market creating a lower high. Oh man, just lower high right here, dropping to the downside, pulling back and taking a short right here. And then potentially what might happen is the market will just end up consolidating. So looking for shorts on NZD USD, but currently we're not having the setup, guys. Like the Aussies are looking a little bit clear because they have a broken structure. But right now, all of those wicks are creating structure, as you can see on the hourly time frame, but it's just not clear. So really waiting for something to happen, waiting for Monday to open, for some volume to be introduced, and potentially a break of this supportive level. So let's be patient and let's wait for it. NZD JPY, similar situation right here. So what I see from a weekly time frame, just looking at it, I see that there is a very strong resistance area right here that the market failed to break on the first, second, and third attempt. And right now we're sitting at a strong weekly support, I would say, just catching that wick. So make sure to have that weekly picture. But then again, just looking at the structure, it looks like a beautiful push with a beautiful pullback, and again retesting this previous broken structure. So again, more on the sell side on it. NZD-JPY, again, very similar long opportunity right here, which I didn't take. Like we had a bullish, bearish right here, rejections. Not sure if it provided a clear setup. Yeah, it was pretty choppy right here, very wicky. This week was a little bit tricky to take some trades, so definitely I didn't want to take any trades on this one. And right now we had a move to the downside, actually breaking this little structure just by a little, but it kind of broke it. And right now I'm expecting this little head and shoulders to occur, but I believe that it's a little bit too early to start taking shorts, because this is just the fresh push to the downside, creating still a higher low. All right, we broke below the structure, but again, this is very safe for the market just to continue pushing up. So right now what I need to see, guys, is if this area right here will hold for real. Potentially the market can pull us back into those areas right here, maybe consolidate, then start to create some downwards moving structure. But as for right now, it's too fresh, it's too early, so let's wait a little bit. This is our downwards major structure, so any break below this one will mean sells. But again, I will try to spot a lower high around those areas. So if the market pulls back right here, starts to consolidate, then dropping to the hourly time frame, it provides me with the pattern that I trade, then potentially I will be taking shorts just because of the daily time frame and just because of this early signs of a shift to the downside. Right, so this is NJ looking for sales, but I believe it's a little bit too early and waiting for Monday to develop and potentially striking on Tuesday. Let's have a look at some USD pairs, starting from UJ, which was a complete mess this week. As you can see, we're having a doji candle from the weekly time frame. Daily time frame, it started right here, 28th of September. Wick candle right here, the bearish engulf, again wick, and then we had that strong push to the downside, which actually retraced more than 50%. Very strange price action. And as you can see, the market opened right here with a gap, fill of the gap, push down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Really nothing on this one. And then again, as I told you on Friday, just all of a sudden the market started to pump to the downside, breaking this structure right here. So potentially right now we can say that we are looking for shorts on USD-JPY just because the full hourly structure is shifting. And daily time frame, again, we have the same push and a pullback. So potentially, yes, we can start expecting downside. And as well, if the market is about to create a new lower low and go about the extension levels, then this is a huge downside. And I usually don't call out such downsides because I'm not a swing trader, but definitely it's something that I want to look deeper into it because it can maximize our returns and potentially leave some runners. So right now the market is showing some first signs of rejections, but again, guys, it's too early. It's very early. This is the major structure that we're going to work with. So the market should not come above this structure. It can potentially give us another push into the highs to grab more liquidity because currently it's too early. You see a bearish engulf, but the market does not work like this. Let me give you a little tip. When the market pushes up like this and gives you the first signs of that it's reversing, it will always come above. And not to say that it will always come above to stop us out and to break the high. So if you have this, then there is a high chance that the market will come above, break the structure, grab more liquidity, and then actually it's gonna start rolling to the downside. All right, so a little tip from me, make sure to be aware of this one and don't go FOMO when you see a bearish engulfing candle at a lower high, because the market is potentially going to move to the upside. All right, so here's the JPY looking for sales. I didn't take any trades on this one, and it doesn't make sense to trade this price action, guys. So yeah, definitely not worth trading. And right now we're having a push pullback, so let's see if we're gonna have a bearish week on USD JPY. USD CAD weekly time frame, again a little bit tricky pair to trade. I didn't take any trades on USD CAD. So from weekly time frame, we're having a bearish candle after 3 weeks of bullish price action, and like overall it looks like a push and right now a pullback for the market to go down. But again, I remember we had the DXY, which I believe, let me see just to be sure, that yeah, we're looking for upside on the DXY, and usually the USDs are correlated to the DXY, so potentially we can expect upside. And as you can see from a daily time frame, we're having a push pullback into the previous broken structure right here. So yes, we can potentially expect some upside on USD CAD. As you can see, 4 hourly time frame, we had this consolidation. The only trade that could have been taken is from that consolidation, like the market pushed higher, pulled back. I was actually looking for longs right here because I thought it's gonna continue, but I didn't get a trade because it didn't provide me with an entry. Then it made that double top and then it flushed. All right, and after the flush, it was pretty hard to catch any trades around this price action. So again, as I told you, if the DXY is gonna roll to the upside, then potentially, again, this is pretty easy right now, guys. We just marked this major structure, and what are we waiting for? We're waiting for a break above. And if it starts to continue moving to the downside, then we're just not taking longs and we're gonna start preparing for shorts. All right. So structure to the downside will be potentially like this. This doesn't make too much sense. It's too big. So I'm just gonna take the average of the wicks like this. And what I perfectly need to see is the market emerge above, retest, and then we're gonna continue up. The EMA is still acting as resistance. So if the market emerges above, comes back for a retest, this resistance will turn into support from the other side, and then we can potentially expect the move to the upside. So USD CAD, a little bit tricky right now. I will not go back in time because it was just messy right here and I didn't take any opportunities. So right now, working with those two structures, guys, as you can see how easy it is. You just need two rectangles right here, follow the market structure, and let's see what do we have. Again, make sure to stay tuned for the Tuesday analysis on Telegram. The USD Swiss franc, this is perfectly representing the DXY, guys, because this is oppositely correlated to EU and very positively correlated to the DXY. We're having this strong push to the upside, and right now we're pulling back into this broken daily resistance area, which is now right now turned support. Again, we're having this beautiful push to the upside. Right now, pulling back, the market is starting to slow down, so we can potentially expect the move to the upside. As from a 4-hourly time frame, this pair this week didn't provide any of the patterns that I trade. Like we had something major happen right here, massive push down, then push up. So potentially I was trying to spot a lower high right here, but again, it didn't provide the pattern that I trade. So I couldn't take any trades. And since then, the market just consolidated a little bit. Not clear structure was created, so no trades on USD Swiss franc. But right now, again, guys, keeping it very simple. Where is the structure? Right here. If we expect longs from the daily time frame, we need to see the full hourly structure shift. It's starting to shift a little bit to the upside, like with this push, with those pullbacks right here, trying to create a minor higher low right here. Then what I want to see as a confirmation is the market actually breaking this area, because if this breaks, then a break and a retest, this this resistance will turn support from the other side, and then I think we're gonna have huge downside upside, right? But this again depends on the DXY. If the DXY is gonna break above, if Euro USD is gonna get weaker, then this one will play out very nicely. So make sure to pay more attention to the correlation between them. And on any break above this area, I will start looking for longs, just following the momentum. Currently, it's overall to the downside. We're having this little of a double bottom right here because we had that huge wick, and this wick has to get filled. And as you can see, the wick got filled to perfection, and since then we traded to the upside, pullback. So right now, what I need to see, I keep repeating myself, but I need to see a break. How does it work out? A break, a retest, and then a continuation to the upside. All right, this is USD Swiss franc. Let's just be patient and wait for it. All right, here we are with the GBPs, as always, starting from GU. I don't want to disappoint you, but this week was very, very choppy and very tricky for the GBP, so I didn't take any trades, and actually it's pretty hard to break down, but let's have a look. So overall, like moving to the upside on the weekly time frame, push, pullback right here, bullish week. So this is important, we have a bullish week. Dropping to the daily time frame, what worries me is this area right here that actually stems from right here. So this is a pretty strong support and resistance area. As you can see, tapped lower low, and right now the market actually left a little wick right here in this area, and it has been consolidating. So dropping to the full hourly time frame, what do we have? Like the market opened bullish, so I tried to take any longs, but the market was just consolidating. Then it pushed strongly up, strongly down, strongly up, strongly down. So yeah, if I go to the hourly time frame, guys, just have a look. This is your weekly price action, and if I see something right here, I just don't see my patterns. I don't see the trading setups that I trade, because I'm usually a trend trader. Market structure, I don't trade supply and demand and support and resistance, because for example, like there was a push, the pullback, so I tried to get longs, but the market ended up consolidating. Then all of a sudden strong push, so we can get longs right here, but this was Asian session, and then London opens straight into some sort of supply and demand, then straight into some sort of supply, then back down, consolidation, then push up. So yeah, definitely very, very choppy for me personally. I hope some of you managed to get some of those moves right here. But again, if I am to drop an analysis, major structure on the top, major structure on the bottom, what I need to see is some clear structure, some clear push pullback and a push. So potentially, yeah, pretty hard to say because there are, as always, a few scenarios: break, staying above retest, pullback, break, staying below retest, and a continuation. The market can end up consolidating. Or make sure to be aware of the GBPs because they usually tend to fake out a lot. So on any break, make sure to wait for the market to stay a little bit above, because what the GBP does is it breaks and comes back again. Like you see, break, come back above. So this is a fake out, so make sure not to trade those sharp moves and wait for a clear break, a retest, or a clear break and a retest. All right. So this is the GBPs, guys. I will for sure give it some time to develop, and make sure to stay tuned on Tuesday. And just having a look at GJ, like no, it's just even trickier than GU dropping to the hourly time frame. It's just up, down, up, down, up. So this definitely works with manipulation. Have a look how this broke the lows right here of this one, and then it strongly moved to the upside. So definitely there's something that I'm working on as well. But yeah, overall having a bullish week in a bearish environment with this push and a pullback. Daily time frame, again, we're having the similar situation right here of the market tapping into this resistance area, leaving all of those wicks. So definitely, guys, on GJ and on the GBPs, I am waiting for something clear. So maybe an example of what I said is this break above and immediately coming below. No, you want to see a clear break above, stay above, pull back, and then you want to take a trade. So as for the structure, I see that the market is forming a minor structure right here, and then to the downside we're having this one. So patiently waiting to see where this one wants to go. All right, don't want to make any predictions right now because you know I always flow with the market, and whatever it provides, that's what I'm gonna trade. Sorry guys, there is nothing to discuss on the GBPs. GA as well, this was more to the sell side. So the market opened right here, pushing to the highs, then it started to reverse, and potentially there were some shorting opportunities right here, but again the hourly time frame was just consolidative, and I didn't catch any shorts right here just because my pattern wasn't presented. Right here there was something I remember, if I drop to the 15-minute, yeah, but it wasn't clear. So basically we had this uptrend, then the market started to break structure. So potentially this was the trade, but this was 4 o'clock, and when I was on the market right here 7 o'clock, it already was developed, and then it started to push to the downside. All right, so this was the only opportunity that I saw on GA, and then again it started doing the funny stuff. Massive push down, push up, push back down, then it reversed to the upside. And actually right now, if you ask me, I am looking more to the upside on GA. It's very similar to EA, which both look more to the upside because we're having this strong push, pull back into this little structure right here. Even if I drop the FIP, it aligns right here 50%. So on GA, if I am to go long, I would definitely love to see the market come into that area and start throwing some rejections, and then potentially providing with my hourly setup and 15-minute as well. All right, so this is GA. I will for sure break it down more on Tuesday, guys, when we have some clear price action, but this is more a weekly review, outlook, and potentially some setups. So right now, looking for an immediate long. I'm not gonna trade it, but if the market provides a push to the downside right here, and then it potentially we can expect an upside. All right, but again, make sure to know that overall the GBPs are more like to the downside. So the strength of this one is not really relevant. And again, Euro GBP, what do we have? Market open. First, this was the only trade actually on this one because it's trade opened and retested and went down. And since then, we're having this. All right. So again, if I try to work with the structure that is the most relevant, this is the structure that created a lower high, strong push to the downside. And right now it's here nowhere. It's sitting at support. Like if I go maybe to build a better picture. All right, so we're having a nice push, a nice pullback. So potentially this is more long from a weekly perspective. Daily as well, massive push and a complex correction. So definitely on this one, we need to see a strong daily candle close above because everything is pointing to the downside right now and we don't have any buyers yet. So again, as for structure, I see that this is creating a minor structure right here, a lower high, but it's already like it's already pushed to the downside. So I don't want to take any trades. You can see just ugly price action right here, push to the downside, consolidation, push up, push back down, consolidation. So definitely not something that I am trading usually. And yes guys, on this one I am just waiting for Monday to open to show me where it wants to go, and then potentially on Tuesday, if it has some clear price action, I'm gonna take some trades. But the current situation on Euro GBP is not nice, so just letting it go and focusing on the other pairs that look much better. All right, so those are the GBPs guys. I hope you're not disappointed. Make sure to stay tuned for the Tuesday analysis, and I really hope they will provide us with some clear setups and we're gonna crush them out. Let's have a look at gold weekly time frame. So what did we spot right here is that the market created this lower high, then we broke below, we broke all of that support level, and right now it looks like a retest. All right, so this is weekly time frame. Then dropping to the daily, again we have a similar price action, this nice push to the downside and this nice correction right here, so we can potentially expect downside. It's currently tapping into the EMA, so definitely having a little bit more of a bearish outlook on gold. However, we had some beautiful long setups on this one. The first of all was just a little trade from a double bottom right here. If I drop to the 15-minute, like you can potentially take it from right here. A member of the community took it right here on this head and shoulders. And then the market just started to roll to the upside. We broke this structure, we came back for a retest, we went up. Then we broke this structure, we came back for a retest, we created a little bit of a double top, so it consolidated a little bit, but then at the end of the day it created another higher high, then it came back down to create a higher low, and then it actually tapped into this area and yeah, created almost a higher high, but it more looks like a double top. So definitely we have to see what's gonna happen. So gold right now, it's very easy. We're having this structure right here, overall structure that the market is creating, didn't make a new higher high. Yeah, didn't make a new higher high because I don't say this is a higher high. And then we're having this higher low. So if the market is about to go with the daily time frame, we're gonna have a strong daily candle close below this supportive level, and which will actually break to the downside this area. And then if we have a pullback, I think gold is gonna start rolling to the downside. Again, this is just a prediction, a speculation. I'm not saying that because I'm not really a master of gold. It's usually very volatile. It works with key levels, but just looking at the structure, I'm more favoring the downside on gold. Again, this can just create a higher low around these areas and start pushing up. If it does this, then I'm gonna be taking longs. It's pretty simple. Again, it can just continue pushing to the upside, but if it breaks below this area, if we're having a strong daily candle close below, break of this area, then on a pullback, a retest of the neckline, and just a simple lower high, maybe even a Fibonacci confluence as well. Oops. Yeah, for example, if this is the push, if the market comes around these areas right here, 38.2, 50%, 61.8% around that area can be a potential short, and then we can start rolling to the downside. All right, so this is gold, having a little bit of a short perspective, but first of all, again, I need my rules, so I need to see a break of the structure, retest, and that's only when I'm gonna be looking for shorts. So let's see what Monday has for us, and potentially on Tuesday we're gonna see what we can capitalize on. And wrapping up the video with some indices. We're having a bullish week on US30, and what I actually do is I keep my analysis in order to see how this actually works. I'm not trading it, I'm just dropping an analysis right here guys on the weekly outlook, and then I just keep it right here. So as you can see, I was expecting a break of that trend line, a potential retest, and a continuation into the highs, but the market just started to straight push into the highs on market open. Then it pulled back, which is very good, so we can potentially take shorts right here. This is a higher low, and even if I drop a FIP, I think it's a very nice 50%, yeah, almost 50%, and then we actually made a higher high perfectly to the 27 extension. All right, and then the market pushed lower, tapping into this support, failing to break below, and right now we are staying in the middle. So pretty nice behavior on US30. Right now, the structure that I'm gonna work with is this resistance area and this supportive level as well. The market is staying in the middle, so potentially I want to see where it wants to go. I would potentially want to see a break, a retest, and then a continuation, or yeah, respectively a break, a retest, and a continuation to the downside. How does this work? Break, retest, continuation, double click. All right, yeah, this is a new tool on TradingView, Path. It's very nice, make sure to check it out. Yeah, this is my bias for US30, just waiting for some clear direction, because currently October we're gonna have some earning reports for Q3, so I'm pretty excited to see how the stocks are gonna develop. I'm actually having a very nice watch list on stocks. Let me know guys if you want to have a look at some stock analysis as well for the stocks that I'm trading and investing in. It will be pretty nice to hear from you. And then Nasdaq, I spoke previous week that we're breaking below above all of those trend lines. Nice push into the highs, no pullback, but then the market came to retest that area, providing us with a beautiful long opportunity. Again, 38.2 FIP, I would say. Yep, almost came to the extension, and right now we're tapping back right here. So again, if I have a look, where's my indicator? If I have a look right here, what might happen? I would take this resistance area, and then I would take this supportive level right here that the market is reacting to. It's a little bit bearish, so there are a few scenarios that might happen. The market can pull back for a lower high right here and just continue to melt. Right, and potentially with a head and shoulders confluence right here, because we're having a left shoulder head, potentially right shoulder around those areas, and then we can start rolling to the downside. So definitely want to see what's going to happen. Push and a pullback can be a situation, break and retest can be a situation, or the market just continuing above can be a situation as well. All of them, we just covered them. So let's see. Pretty excited to see what's going to happen on the indices, because I'm starting to get a little bit of a feeling of them, but still afraid to trade them. And with the lot sizes, I'm a little bit confused. So if any of you is a master of indices, make sure to drop me a DM. Alright guys, so this is for this week. I really hope you appreciated the analysis. Please let me know down in the comments. If you did, hit the like button to support me. Make sure to stay tuned for the Tuesday analysis on Telegram. The link will be in the caption below. Thank you guys for staying up until now. I really appreciate you. Make sure to stay tuned for the videos that are upcoming, and I hope you will crush this week, and can't wait to see you on my next video.